I made this apron as a gift for somebody, so I decided to share the process with you guys. These are the measurements. Make sure to take a screenshot, okay? So now let's start with the pocket. I added my seam allowance and I folded the seam allowance twice. My seam allowance is half an inch. I folded twice, quarter of an inch. So guys, I am just going to top stitch the top alone and not the three parts. For my apron too, I already did the same. I added my seam allowance and I'm going to fold twice and sew. Okay, so like I said, I am only going to top stitch the top of my pocket, and the other three sides I am going to leave them for now. Okay, so one thing you have to do is make sure to iron your seam allowances down before sewing. It really makes everything easier. As you can see from the video I showed you guys, I already ironed my seam allowances twice before taking them to the sewing machine to sew.
It's been long I asked, but guys, do not forget to like and subscribe.
In order to get the placements for my pocket, I marked 4 inches from the edge and 7 inches from the hem in order to centralize my pocket. Remember, we are cutting the pocket on fold, okay? So I marked on the wrong side of my fabric, and I'm going to turn my fabric to the right side in order for me to place my patterns. Okay, so now that we have gotten our pattern placements, we are going to go to the sewing machine. Remember those three sides we did not sew, we are going to sew now, and the sewn side of the pocket is going to be at the top. That is going to serve as the opening for our pocket. And now guys, because I want my pocket to be in two sides, I am going to mark the middle, then I am going to sew. So the way I'm going to sew, just from one side down across to the bottom, then up to the other side. I hope you guys understand that English. And then I'm going to sew across the middle. So these are my ties, guys. Remember, we are having 3 ties, okay? So we are cutting the ties 3 times. But for me, I decided to divide one tie into 2 in order to make 2 different ties for the neck. But at the end of the day, it didn't work. So I had to like join the ties together at the end of the day. So I'm just going to sew on 3 sides, okay? So 2 long sides and 1 short side, okay? So the shorter side that is not sewn, that is the side that I'm going to fix to the apron, okay? So I'm just going to fix it half an inch in towards the apron, okay? And guys, I want you to know that in the pattern that I showed you guys from the beginning, I showed you guys that it is supposed to be 2 inches, but I made my ties 4 inches because I wanted it to be bigger. Okay, so you are just going to fold 4 times and iron, just like the way I showed you guys, and you are going to iron the tips too so that you don't have any rough edges. Okay, and the way I'm going to sew, I'm just going to sew a box and an X in order to attach it down. I hope you guys understand. So this is my apron all sewn and ready to go. And the neck, guys, I told you guys I had to join it at the end of the day because it was not enough. But let me know what you think in the comment section, and if you search through the internet, you will see so many ideas for apron. So I made a matching oven mitt to go with the apron. If you love to see how I made it, check the previous video before this one. Okay, do let me know what you think about this DIY in the comment section.